Hey, Gonzo, I only have one thing to say. Don't look down.
Fucking
I know.
Cupcakes by Sergeant
It
Sprinkles, the
begins.
world's greatest party clown. Edited by Ed and Pony, which I got through Equestria Daily. Warning, this fanfic is incredibly gory, may ruin your appreciation of a certain My Little Pony character, as well as the titular baked goods. Well, might be something entirely different. Read at your own risk. I'm already doing this.
See, why do they always put that warning? Read at your own risk if you're already reading it.
A good point. And something tells me I should try to make some sort of warning.
It's because it's fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when it comes to flying with Gonzo.
Let's continue. The air was warm, the sun was shining, and everyone in Ponyville was having a glorious day. The town square was bustling and crowded, and busy ponies filled the streets. All the pony folks seemed to have somewhere specific to be, all except Rainbow Dash. Her place was in the sky. She tore freely through the air, speeding one way and the next, buzzing the treetops and racing the wind. The blue Pegasus swooped over the schoolyard, much to the delight of the children, and climbed several hundred feet and dove, streaking downward as fast as she could. Seconds before hitting the ground, her wings flew open and she pulled up back into the clear blue. Rainbow felt alive. Suddenly Dash remembered that she had somewhere to be. She was supposed to meet with Pinkie Pie in 5 minutes. Dash had gotten so caught up in her exercises that she nearly forgotten that Pinkie had asked to meet her at Sugar Cube Corner at 3. Pinkie hadn't said why or what they'd be doing, but Dash knew that with Pinkie it could be anything. Dash wasn't sure if she really wanted to go, so she was so engaged with her stunts, she thought about blowing Pinkie off to continue flying. But Dash's conscience got the better of her. She knew that it would hurt Pinkie's feelings. After all, Pinkie had said it was going to be something special for just the two of them. Dash considered and thought, why not? What did she have to lose? Heck, it might be more pranking. Pinkie might have found a bunch of more fun stuff to pull on folks, and they had so much fun the last time. Dash kicked it to overdrive to make up for lost time and sped to her appointment. When Dash walked to the store, she was immediately greeted by her host, who was bouncing an assignment. Excuse me. "Yay, you're here! I've been waiting all day," said the jumping pony. "Sorry if I'm a little late, Pinkie. I was doing my afternoon exercises and lost track of time," Dash apologized. Pinkie giggled and responded in a gleefully reassuring tone. "Oh, that's okay. You're here for now. What's a few more minutes? I've been so excited to think about all the fun stuff we're going to do. I haven't stopped bouncing since I woke up. I mean, I almost forgot to breathe. I'm so happy." Dash gave a slight uncomfortable laugh. She had always appreciated Pinkie Pie's friendly, outgoing way of life, but Pinkie's overabundant enthusiasm almost creeped her out. Dash maintained a polite expression, however. If Pinkie was this worked up, whatever she planned must be good. "So, you ready to get started, Rainbow Dash? I've got everything all ready," the pink pony said. Dash psyched herself up. "You betcha, Pinkie. So what do you got planned? We're going to prank somebody? I got a couple of good ones I'm thinking about. Or maybe you got some stunts you think I should try? Or perhaps making cupcakes," Pinkie happily announced. "Baking?" Dash was disappointed. "Pinkie, you know I'm no good at
Pony,
baking."
I am disappointed. Sorry, I decided to do that.
"Pinkie, you know I'm not good at baking. Remember the last time?" "Oh, that's no problem at all. I only need your help making them. I'll be doing most of the work," Pinkie explained. Dash thought about it for a second. "Well, alright, I guess that's okay. What exactly do you need me to do?" "That's the spirit. Here you go." Pinkie handed Dash a cupcake. Dash was puzzled. I thought I was helping you bake." "You will be. I made this one just for you before you got here. Is this like taste testing or something?" "Sorta," Pinkie said. Dash shrugged and popped the pastry in her mouth. She chewed a bit and swallowed. "Not bad." "Okay, now what?" Dash asked. "Now," Pinkie informed her, "you take a nap." Puzzled, Dash opened her mouth but felt instantly lightheaded, and a wave of dizziness washed over her. Her world spun, and seconds later, she collapsed on the floor. Now the fun begins. When Dash regained consciousness, she found herself in a dark room. She tried to shake her head, but found that a taut leather strap held firmly in place. She struggled to move, but braces around her chest and limbs glued her to a rack formed from a series
I
of
knew I
straight
should have gone to
planks,
that one night stand.
which spread her legs wide apart. Dash's wings were the only part of her not tied down, and they fluttered frantically while she struggled to escape. As she writhed, Pinky jumped suddenly into her line of sight. "Goody, you're awake. Now we can get started," Pinky stated gleefully. She bounded into the darkness and quickly reappeared, pushing a small cart covered with a cloth. "Pinky, what's going on?" I can't move," Dash said urgently. "Well, duh, that's because you're tied down," chided Pinky. "That's why you can't move. I didn't think you need to be told that." "But why? What's happening? I thought you said I was going to help make cupcakes." "You're helping, you see. I ran out of the special ingredient, and I need you to get more." "A special ingredient?" Dash was now breathing heavily and started to panic. "What ingredient?" Pinky giggled and responded, "You silly." Dash's eyes widened, her face contorted in fear. Then she started to laugh and said in a voice bound on hysteria. Well, bordering on hysteria. "Well, you really got me there, Pinkie Pie. I mean, tricking me into thinking I'm going to be made into a cupcake. I got to tell you, this is the best, Pinky. Yeah, man, you're the best." Pinky only giggled even more. "Thanks, Dash, but I haven't done any pranks today, so I can't accept your praise." Dash was struggling again. "Pinky, come on! This isn't funny!" "Then why were you laughing?" Before Dash could answer, Pinky grabbed the cloth and whipped it off the cart. On the cart was a tray containing various sharp medical tools and knives, carefully organized and wickedly sharp, as well as a large medical bag. Dash was now in full panic mode. She was starting to hyperventilate. Her mind raced as she tried to reason with the pink pony. "You can't do this, Pinky! I'm your friend!" "I know you are, and that's why I'm so happy that I got you here. We get to share your last moments together, just you and me." Pinky was giggling again. But the other ponies wonder where I am. When the clowns pile up, they'll come looking for me, and then you'll get found out." "Oh, Dash," said Pinky. "Don't worry. There are plenty of Pegasus ponies to take care of a few clouds. And besides, no one will find out. I mean, how long do you think I've been doing this?" And with that ominous statement, the lights suddenly came to life and revealed the rest of the room. "Oh no." Dash reeled in horror at the image presented to her. The room was decorated with a typical but twisted Pinkie Pie flair. Colorful streamers of dried entrails fluttered around on the ceiling. Brightly painted skulls of all sizes were attached to the walls, and organs done up in pastels filled with helium were tied to the backs of chairs. The tables and chairs were made of bones and the preserved flesh of past ponies. Dash cringed upon seeing the centerpiece of the table nearest to her. The heads of 4 foals, their eyes closed as if they were sleeping, were wearing party hats made of their own skin. With a thrill of terror, Dash recognized one of them as Apple Bloom's classmate Twist. Oh, that's sad. Dash's eyes darted back and forth and fell upon a
What a
patchwork...
twist!
Sorry. Ugh.
Take your time.
Dash's eyes darted back and forth and then fell upon a patchwork banner hanging from the rafters. Made from several tanned pony hides, the words, "Life is a Party," were scrawled on it in blood red.
Yummer.
Delicioso.
Who did it? Someone should invite Hannibal Lecter, man.
Or Murder Shy.
That
Or
too.
Dexter. By the way,
That too.
By the way, I should probably stream...
Or me. I mean...
Never mind you. I'll deal with something about Dexter later on. Dash's attention was brought back by a party horn unfurling and tickling her nose. She gaped at Pinkie Pie, who was standing right in front of her. The party pony was wearing a dress quilted from dried skin, emblazoned with cutie marks. On her back fluttered 6 Pegasus wings, all of different colors. As the Earth Pony skipped in excitement, her necklace of severed unicorn horns clacked together loudly. "Like it?" Pinkie asked. "I made it myself." Desperately, Dash pleaded with the smiling pony before her. "Pinkie, please! I'm sorry if I did anything to you. I didn't mean it. Please let me go. I promise I won't tell anybody." "Oh, Dash, you didn't do anything. It's just that your number came up, and well, I don't make the rules. We can't turn back now." Dash was tearing up. How could this be happening? "Oh, don't be sad, Dash," said Pinkie. "Look, this'll cheer you up. I brought you a friend." Seemingly out of nowhere, Pinkie Pie produced a bright painted blue and yellow skull. It was about pony size, but it had a different feature. A beak. Dash gasped in shock. Is that? "Hey, Dash,
Yes.
let's hang out together. These ponies are lamos. Dweebs, dweebs, dweebs," Pinkie mimicked. "I caught her right before she left town. Remember when I left the party for about 20 minutes? That was enough time to play with her, of course. I have to wait until after the party to do that, but boy, am I glad I did. It was worth for the flavor alone. Griffins taste like 2 animals at once. It's amazing. I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but when I was going to get another chance to try a griffin, I probably should have asked where she came from so I could have gotten more, but I forgot. I'll tell you what, though, she was quite a fighter. She lasted a long time, which was a lot of fun for me. I got a chance to play with somebody other than a pony and try new things. Too bad she has such a meanie mouth. She has so much bad stuff, I just had to take her tongue out. You know, bad language makes for bad feelings, Rainbow Dash." Dash didn't have to say anything. She just sobbed and writhed in her tight bonds. "Well," Pinkie said with an air of finality, "that's enough reminiscing. It's time to begin." Putting down Gilda's skull, the pink pony gripped a scalpel in the cleft of her hoof and walked and began a circular cut. Oh, whoops, sorry. Skipped a line. Damn it!
Way to go. Just take your time. Remember, just don't speed read it. Just get into it.
I was.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you.
Can I go on?
Not another peep. Kinda gotta sleep. We're gonna get you.
Can I go on, Meanspirit?
Go ahead, Gonzo. Continue. They're waiting. I was helping you catch your breath real quick. That's all I was doing.
Putting down Gilda's skull, the pink pony gripped a scalpel in the cleft of her hoof and walked over to Dash's right flank. Without any flair, Pinkie placed the blade an inch above Dash's cutie mark and began a circular cut around it. Dash shouted in pain and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held her still. Finishing the incision, Pinkie grabbed a curved skinning knife from the tray. Screwing up her face in concentration, she worked it under Dash's skin and sliced the hide away from the muscle. Dash grounded her teeth as she tearfully watched her flesh peel off. Pinkie then moved to the other side and repeated the process on Dash's left flank. Once she had finished, Pinkie held up both cutie marks in front of her friend and started waving them like pom-poms. Dash just whimpered. Her thighs burned like nothing she had felt before. Placing the ragged patches of skin down, Pinkie selected a large butcher knife and walked behind the blue Pegasus. "Hope you don't mind. I think I'm going to wing it now," Pinkie laughed. She grabbed Ash's left wing in her mouth and played with it for a few seconds, yanking it back so the sharp pain reignited a fire in Dash's flanks. Then, stretching the wing out, Pinky brought the blade down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw off Pinky's aim. She tried to hit the mark again but missed, and carved a huge slice into Dash's back. "Dash, you gotta stay still or I'll keep missing!" scolded Pinky as her friend howled. Pinky took another whack and hit her target. She swung again and again. Blood sprayed into the air, but Pinky realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. I guess I've forgotten to sharpen it. I'll try something else, stated Pinky matter-of-factly as she tossed the knife over her shoulder, embedding the blade into the table. Through the haze of pain and tears, Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. Got it. Say, Dash, why did they call it a hacksaw? It doesn't hack. Hack is what I'm doing with the knife. This is a saw. I don't get it. Pinky placed the tool over the mangled flesh to the last attempt. Standing on her hind legs, she worked the saw back and forth with her front hooves. It sliced effortlessly through the bone and skin. The feeling of the jagged teeth grinding into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched numbly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table. Pinky moved to the next swing and started sawing. Dash didn't struggle this time. She gave up trying to fight and focused on choking back the screams of agony. Abruptly, the sawing paused. Pinky was only halfway done, the wing hanging off by a sliver. "Hey, Dash," Pinky piped up. "Think fast!" Suddenly, Pinky yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped, but the blue pony skin held and then tore away. The pull ripped away a long strip of flesh all the way down Dash's back to her rump. Her body seized at the unexpected trauma. As her pelvis tensed up, Dash felt a warm release between her legs, and her loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch breath, she blacked out. Dash awoke with a gasp. The stench of her urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils. As her vision swam into focus, she saw a very pouty Pinkie Pie removing a large adrenaline needle from her chest. Stomping her hooves,
hail.
the frustrated Pinkie lashed out at her helpless victim. "Did anybody teach you any manners? It's very rude to fall asleep when somebody invites you over to spend time with them. How would you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash. You're so boring that I think I'll take a nap. You think I always liked doing this by myself? I told you how excited I got when I found out you were next. I was excited to have a friend be here with me while I worked, but no! You've got to be inconsiderate. You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had foals stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you, huh? Is that how you want me to remember you? As a baby?"
Pinkie Pie, lay off the egg and chill pill or something. Take sugar pills.
That's not going to work. She's going to go crazy with sugar. As Pinkie stopped to catch her breath, Dash blinked and sobbed softly. Her back was in agony. Her sides were on fire, and there was an immense pain in one of her legs. As she blinked again, she saw Pinkie pop something red into her mouth and begin to chew. Noticing Dash's stare, Pinkie quickly gulped the morsel down. "What? Oh, this?" She held up another piece. "While you were asleep, I got a little impatient to help myself to a small sample. Got it from your leg. You're not bad. Want to try some?" Without waiting for her response, Pinkie shoved the strip of meat into the revolted Pegasus pony's mouth. Dash gagged and immediately spit it out. Pinkie frowned and picked up the chunk of flesh. "If you didn't want it, you could have said no." She contemplated the discarded snotty morsel and gulped it up. "Not like I had my cupcakes before." Swallowing, Pinkie turned her attention to a small can on a tray. She removed the lid, revealing that it was filled with red-hot coals. Lying on top of the coals were several large nails. As the adrenaline filled her veins, Dash began to panic again. Picking up the can, Pinkie walked over to Dash's left. Holding some tongs by her mouth, Pinkie carefully picked up a nail and positioned it at the seam between her victim's front leg and hoof. She then grabbed a hammer and took careful aim. "No, Pinkie!" Dash screamed. "No, no!" The hammer came down. The nail punctured Dash's skin. The white-hot burning was too much. Dash screamed as she pulled and thrashed at the braces, causing her raw skin to rub and tear. Pinky tried to line up another nail, but couldn't find her aim and let out a frustrating grunt. When Pinky brought the hammer back to take a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging. "Please stop! Please stop!"
Poor Rainbow Dash.
Pinky rolled her eyes. Putting down a hammer and tongs, she walked back in front of her friend and started pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't cry this much when she had a live Paris sprite stuffed down her throat. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next and had a sudden spark of inspiration. Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs, bringing the can with her. Picking her tools up, she drove a searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. As Dash yelled in pain, Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart and located an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to while she was working.
Things gonna be electrifying.
She tied copper wires between the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hooves, then gave Dash a wink and flipped the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body seized and her muscles snapped taut. Dash's hips thrust skyward. Her eyes rolled back and she let out a deep throat-shedding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in place, then reached up and down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably and her bladder emptied once more. At about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power. Wisps of steam rose from the singed fur around Dash's hooves, and the area reeked of cooked flesh and burned enamel. Pinky rotated Dash upright again and tried snap the drooling, delirious pony back into action. Dash! Rainbow Dash, wake up! Dash moaned and managed to get a modicum of weak acknowledgement. Pinky studied her handiwork, then reached into the medicine bag and produced a large syringe. All right. Time for the last round. Dash focused blearily on the needle, which Pinky took as a question as to what it was. A little something to take the pain away, Pinky informed Dash as he walked around their victim's ruined back. Dash flinched as Pinky jabbed the needle into the lower part of the blue pony's spine. Moving in front of her friend again, Pinky leaned down and elaborated. In a few minutes, you won't be able to feel anything below your rib cage. Then you'll be able to stay awake and watch the harvest. Dash started crying again.
She is the Lord, the mistress of the harvest.
Dash started crying again. Pinky, she choked out. Yeah? I want to go home. Yeah, I can see you wanting to do that, replied the pony. Sometimes I just want to give up, saying I'm done with this mess and go to bed. But you know what? You can't shrug off your responsibilities. You gotta pull yourself up and meet the challenges head on. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in life. Dash hung her head and cried. Minutes passed as the drug took effect. Eventually, Dash was completely numb from the chest to her flanks. At this point, Pinky approached with a scalpel. Glancing at Dash and smiling, Pinky made a long horizontal cut across the Pegasus pony's pelvis, just above her crotch.
Ooh.
Moving up Dash's body, she made a similar incision under her ribs. Finally, Pinky made a long vertical cut down Dash's stomach, connecting the first two. Looks like I got my eye on you, Dash, Pinky giggled. With a moist, gooey sound, the flaps of skin opened. The sight of her own organs and a lack of feeling causes Dash's breathing to intensify. Pinky carefully sliced open Dash's abdominal sac and grabbed her large intestines. As she separated the organ from the rest of the digestive tract and pulled it out in the new cavity, Pinky grew jovial. Laughing as she gutted her friend, Pinky began to make jokes. Dash, growing weaker from this new source of blood loss, tried desperately to shut out the macabre comedy act. Look at me, I'm Rarity, Pinky laughed, slinging the intestinal tube around her neck and spraying blood in all directions.
Oh god, I fucking saw a picture like that. I think you put it up, Gonzo, or reblogged it. That was fucking creepy shit.
Isn't my new scarf so pretty? Reaching back inside, she sliced the smaller intestine off the bowels. Squeezing out the excessive excrement, Pinky filled the slimy organ through her teeth and dragged it back and forth. Dentist says you gotta floss every day, Dash. Dash was barely aware of what was going on anymore. The shock was causing her to fade. Disappointed, Pinky dived back into the pony's guts, ramping up a routine. Oh, don't go yet, Dash. Pinky started pulling out the rest of Dash's organs, pausing with each removal. I know I can be a real pancreas, but you know I'm just kidding you. You really got to learn to liver it up. Boy, these jokes are getting bladder. Guess you got to develop a stomach for them. Pinky placed the discarded body parts into a bucket. Kept the last one a bit longer. Ooh, bagpipes, she said, placing the end of Dash's esophagus near her mouth and the stomach in her armpit. She squeezed and the spread of acid hit her tongue. Ew. Oh, hey, look, there's your cupcake, Dash. Dash didn't hear her tormentor. She had slipped from consciousness minutes ago. Pinky, unsatisfied, hit Dash with another adrenaline shot. Dash woke up from the last time, her heart pounding. Warm blood flowed out from the wound in her chest in great spurts. It won't be long now. Pinky brought Dash around onto her back again and straddled the blue pony's chest, scalpel at the ready. You know, Dash, I'm disappointed. I thought you would last longer. I really wanted to spend more time with you before we got here, but I guess it's my fault. I should have taken it a little slower. Oh well. It was really nice knowing you, Dash. The blaze sunk into the blue throat and worked its way up to Dash's chin. Coming back down, Pinky's scalpel then circled Dash's neck. The last thing Rainbow Dash felt was her skin being cut away from her skin and the metal of the blade scraping her teeth. Then she was gone. Pinkie Pie stared into the mirror. She had done a really good job, even keeping the eyelids. She winked, and Dash winked back. Pinkie smiled. But still, she was sad that her friend was now gone. Dash had only lasted 50 minutes, not nearly as long as Pinkie had wanted. She looked back at the cadaver hanging in the center of her room, the last of her friend's fluids draining into a pan. Yep, no more Rainbow Dash. As she looked, Pinkie cocked her head. She began to take notice of the fact that there really wasn't much damage to the corpse. In fact, the pink pony mused, I think. An idea exploded into her head. She was good at sewing, and she had all the pieces. All she had to do was put them back together. Yes, she had to get some stuffing and bingo. She'd have Rainbow Dash forever. In fact, thought Pinkie, that's what she'd do for all her best friends when their numbers came up. She was so excited, she skipped right over to the body with her Skinner to get started. The cupcakes could wait. Cupcakes could wait. Pinkie Pie had a friend to make. The end. And I think Meanspirit left. Why didn't anybody tell me? Well, you're still here. Inverted.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, Boredom is in here. He's not talking.
Shit, where'd
Sorry,
Meanspirit go?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I just noticed that. When you said that, I just noticed that he wasn't even here. I don't know why.
I was waiting for you to speak. You didn't say anything.
Okay then.